Hello everybody, I'm Chris Provost, and today is day number 3 of staying at all the hotels, on-property hotels down here at Walt Disney World. And today I'll be staying at Pop Century, one of the most popular resorts. Stay tuned to find out why. Let's do this. Pop Century is based, the theming is based off decades. You've got 5 different decades that are represented here. It is so fun. It's one of the best themed hotels here. I love it. And there's 5 different decades. There's the 1950s decade. You got the 1960s decade. You got the 1970s decade. The 1980s decade is represented, and also the 1990s decade is represented here at Pop Century. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I want you to put it down below. Tell me which one. If you could go back in time and live in any of these decades, I want you to say you were like a teenager, maybe in your early 20s, you're right in your prime, and you go back and live in any of these decades, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, which decade would you go back and live in to experience on all of its glory? I think for me, 1970s. I've asked lots of cast members though, and almost every cast member I've asked you has given me 2 different decades. They've said the 1980s, and they've also said the 1950s. I did have one say the 1960s. Nobody so far has said the 1990s. But let me know down in the comments below, which decade would you go back in and live in if you could? Like just experience it. Which one? And tell me why. I want to know why. 1970s had some really great music. But the 60s, man, you got Beatlemania. I don't know. 80s has some fantastic music and some cool stuff. I don't know. Grunge for the 90s. How do you do this? How do you choose? Now, Pop Century is a value resort, but you're going to notice some big differences from this resort than the All-Star resorts. So let me show you. As you enter into the lobby, one of the first things you notice is the lobby is way bigger. This is the front desk where you check in, and it is open, it is airy, it's nice. They always have really fun music from the different decades going. Really cool. And I'm going to show you this wall here in just a second. And then off in the corner right there, they have like a little area for kids to just kind of relax and play while your parents are getting checked into the hotel room. That makes it fun too. Now this wall here, if you look across the top, it's got the numbers. This is starting in 1950, and then down below it shows what was really popular during that decade. Roller skating, like drive-in movies, was that saddleback shoes, I think. So that was the it looks like Elvis, Frankie Avalon, and then we hit the 60s, right? The 60s, what's up popular here? You got the Flintstones, you got Laugh-In, you got the Beach Boys. Let's see here. I don't know who Peter Max is. I'm not sure that is, but you got When We Walked on the Moon. You got the Papas and the Mamas. Right there, of course, the Beatles. You can't go through the 60s without seeing the Beatles. Different Planet of the Apes. This is Route 66. I think it's kind of interesting because they have a plate of Utah there. Utah never actually did Route 66, but I think it's really cool you see that. Then you can move right on over here, and you can see it's the 1970s. This is the disco era. Look at that. Look at those shoes, like platform shoes. Star Wars came out, fantastic. Rocky Horror Picture Show. 8-track tape players are going. Look at this. That's awesome. There we go, the Magic Kingdom. This is of course when Walt Disney World opened up in, look at that costume of the Mad Hatter, guys. When they opened up in Florida, like, this is great. And you got like lava lamps, and then of course, I mean, disco is big in the 70s, big wheels. And then this seems to be the most popular decade. We hit the 80s. You got E.T. and Superman, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I actually, as a kid, had this. This is, now, young kids will laugh, but this is like, when this came out, this was like the height of technology. And like the blue light would go, and then the green, yellow light. You go beep, beep, you try to follow the pattern, like beep, beep, beep. Beep, 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 beep. That was like the whole game. That was it. I know, craziness. Yeah, look at all this. This is all from the 1980s. Oh, you got Wonder Woman. You got, was it Dallas? You know, cooking. Where's the beef? Michael Jackson, of course, really got popular there. And oh, look at this. Old Atari with all the games there. And then lastly, we hit the 90s, right? The 90s, I think a lot of grunge. That's when Beauty and the Beast came out. The laptops, the personal computers. This was really born in that era. Laptops. So I don't know why they have McDonald's fries there, but they do. Look at these games here. Dreamcast, Game Boy, very popular. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, fitness, Simpsons. Yeah, snowboarding got super popular. Well, I don't know. I thought skateboarding was really popular all the time, but they're saying it became popular. But rollerblading really did explode in the 90s. My wife still has a pair of rollerblades. She whips those out every once in a while. Now, here's another thing you'll notice, something a little bit different. I'm gonna walk in. So I've checked into my room. My room's not ready yet, but since my room's not ready, they will text me or call me when my room is ready to let me know when I can go check into my room. So they've already given my room key. I have my room key, but I don't know I don't know where it goes to. It's not activated yet. Once my room is ready, then I'll just be able to go right to my room, and my luggage can be taken in my room as well. But what you're gonna notice right here, this is a big deal. We're gonna walk in here. This is the shopping area. This is the mall, the mart. You're gonna notice how different it is from the All-Star Resorts. Let's check it out. Okay, we're gonna walk in here. First thing you're gonna notice is it kind of goes into the, this connects to a bunch of different things here. It connects to the cafeteria right back there. There's a little more offerings here. Like we notice food, they got bread now. They've got some like different things, offerings here. A little more like bathroom stuff that you might need. Still have the fun stuff that they have over at the other places, but just a little bit more. And you'll be noticing that as you start to kind of move through the different areas, the different resorts, that the, what is this? The mart will be bigger and bigger. Kind of moving along right down here. Yep. This is some cool different merchandise that they have over here. Love it. Now, one of the things that really makes Pop Century cool, and I'll get to that, is the Skyliner. So they actually have merchandise for the Skyliner itself. Disney Skyliner, the scenic route, the Skyliner. You're getting a lot more options here when you're looking around. Of course, as you go into, you'll see this, it just changes. Okay. Got some toys down here. And then they have like this little area back here as well. The theming here is just for fun. It's like, since packages open, they have these little areas that can open and store packages. They're not real for real, but just for fun to look at. Remember how I told you as you start going here that the resorts are gonna start selling merchandise for each resorts? Yeah, it's happening here at Pop Century. Let me show it to you. So you got Pop Century, groovy, good times. This here is like a spirit jersey. It says, have a nice day. You turn it around and it says Pop Century. That's super cool. Then look at these ears that they have here. These ears are Pop Century ears. I think those are vinyl records there. How sweet is that? And then of course they have the water bottles that you can get that say Pop Century. Yeah, I love it. Those ears are sweet. I think I'm wearing them too far back. All right, there. Oh, dun, 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 dun. Oh, shoot. And I do want to show these. They also have like Pop Century pins. They have this one here. This one says to the max. It's like the Mickey foam. That's sweet. One thing to notice here, Pop Century is a little bit different than the All-Star Resorts. Is here in the market area, they do have like water and like Coca-Colas for sale. But there's not a lot of them. They want you to go into the cafeteria where they have a bigger selection. I'll show you. So this is like their waters, the Coca-Cola section right here. It's kind of small. Now this is the market, but if you notice, it goes right into the cafeteria. I'm gonna kind of walk in and show you a little. I'll come back tonight and get dinner here and show you their dinner options. But like, they have plenty of seating. It's nice, and then they also have a little market here because I want to show you how you can buy more drinks here easy. You'll notice at the All-Star Resorts, they kind of have like a little pastry place. They do have that here, but they also have grab-and-go pastries right down here. Plenty of water, drinks, all this grab-and-go items, everything that you absolutely need. And look at all the pastries they have here. These are just fresh baked goods that you can just grab and go. Hey, I forgot to show you. They gave me a pin. 3 of 20. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. There is theming for each of these buildings. Each decade has its own theming. Now, when I was at the All-Star Resorts, you'll notice I just kind of went willy-nilly, just showed you all the different sports teams and showed you all the different like music things. It didn't really matter. But I feel for this one, it really does matter. I want to start in the 1950s, then I'm gonna go to the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So I'm gonna start at that end, and then go to that end. I'm gonna try to go in order. Oh, try and pop. It just kind of pops. Oh, I love you too. Here's the property, guys. This is where you check in. I'm gonna start here, the 50s. There's a swimming pool there. Then the 60s, there's a swimming pool there. 70s, no pool. 80s, and then the 90s. There's a kind of a shared pool between that. But these are the different areas I'm going to. I'm gonna show them all to you. Let's start in the 50s. All right, so here I am. I am in the heart of the 1950s section of the Pop Century. I'm gonna go through all of this and show you what it all means. but this is literally the 1950s. All right, let's go to the end and come all the way back. All right, so here we are at the farthest building away in the 1950s. It says classic 50s. You'll notice on the outside, they've got like people dancing. It says, what does that say? Can't even read that. But yeah, and they also have like little transistor radios and like little records right here, little transistor radio. And then right outside here, you have like a jukebox. And what you do is, I think you'd put like it says 3 plays for a quarter. You'd put in a quarter and then you get to select your song, like A2. And then that was play the song that's A2. And then like, so you can see right there, it says like E7. If you wanted Wallflower Blues, then you would type in E7. That's what this looks like. And then right over here I love that. That's a little area. That's for the swimming pool, like restrooms, so swimming pool. But it's made to look like a shoe rack for when you go bowling. Sock hop, nice wheels. This is a swimming pool here. I'll show you the swimming pool. I'll try to get down here early in the morning to show that when it's empty. And you got like down here is like poodle skirt, different things. Crazy, man. And then I want to show you the stairwells. So asking a lot of cast members which of the decades a lot of them want to go revisit. 50s was highly popular. A lot of people have been saying 50s so far, which I never would have even thought about the 50s, but I guess a lot of people want that nostalgia maybe. I don't know. So I think transistor radios, I don't really know much. I think that was popular with the kids. I think they would try to listen to music when they're out and about. What was a very popular activity to do in the 1950s? Bowling. And you'll notice the stairwells, they are bowling pins. Bowling pins. There's another one right there. I think bowling pin. I mean, I like to go bowling in my spare time.
I don't think this is the time for that type of humor.
It's right up my alley. Right across there, you're gonna see the Skyliner. This is a mode of transportation they can use here at the Pop Century, and I will go in depth on how that works a little bit later on in this video, but I just wanted you to see it. So convenient. Once you've used it, you're gonna just love it. So here in every decade, they have like these 2 major buildings, and then they have like kind of like a movie that represents that decade. So let me show you what movie they've chosen to represent the decade of the 1950s. They have chosen Lady and the Tramp. Now, these buildings here are 4-story buildings. At the All-Star Resort, they're only 3-story buildings, but they are 4-story buildings here. They do have elevators. So if you have like to choose, you need to use elevator or want one, right behind that. So there's Lady. You turn right here, look, giant doghouse. And then right back here in this building, what do you see? Tramp. Lady, and he's eyeing Lady. He's like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, oh my gosh. And she's a little bit embarrassed. She's embarrassed. She's like, oh my gosh. Of course, Lady and the Tramp, animated film, Disney classic, came out in the 1950s. So good, makes sense. Way to go, Tramp. Okay, we're gonna go from the 1950s into the 1960s. Now keep in mind, all these rooms here are identical, but they do have standard rooms and premier rooms. The most requested area of this whole hotel is the 1960s. Everybody wants to stay in the 1960s. It's close to the Skyliner, it's close to the biggest pool, and it's close to the cafeteria. But because of that, it is a little more expensive. They call that a premier room. So let me show you the 1960s. So far, as I've been asking cast members, only one cast member has said the 1960s that they want to go back and revisit. Now, the 1960s, of course, was like, you got flower power, you got groove. No, I don't think groovy is 1970s. Can you dig it? I thought that was 1970s, maybe not. But anyways, got flower power. This was like the hippie movement. There's a flower-shaped pool right here in the center. I'll show you that pool. I'll try to get here first thing in the morning when nobody's in there. I'll show that pool later on in the video. Yeah. The classic 60s. During the 1960s, one of the most popular toys during the 1960s was the yo-yo, the Duncan yo-yo. So all the stairwells here are yo-yos, giant yo-yos. You can see this green one right over here too. And if you look carefully, you can even see the string coming out the top. Now that is the 1960s. I'm gonna turn right here. That is the entrance to the Skyliner right there. And then right past those trees is the pool. Then past that is the cafeteria. Oh, hi, how are you? All right, so we're gonna walk down the 60s and see what movies they have representing the elevators down here. Far Out, Twist, Groovy. So Groovy is the 60s. Peace sign. That means peace, and I think in the 60s, people always like, Peace. Right over there, they have a little splash pad for kids. I'm not gonna show that because a lot of kids in there, but I'll show it in the morning. Well, of course, in the 1960s, we got The Jungle Book was released, the animated film. Right there, you got Blue Bear. And you guys, it's bare necessities. Again, 4-story building. If you need the elevator, go right behind that and you're good to go. Now you might be wondering, well, why are they both here? How come there's not on their side? Well, let's turn around and take a look at it. Turn around. Another very popular toy during the 1960s was Play-Doh. Play-Doh modeling compound. And if you look up here, you can actually see, the little, there's the elephant and a giraffe right there. And then right behind this Play-Doh bucket, that's where you go in to get in for the elevator. And look, they have those, aren't those like little Play-Doh things that you squish them and the Play-Doh comes out? I came up to the 4th floor because I wanted to show, you see, look down in the Play-Doh, you can see that there's actually Play-Doh in the play bucket. There's a flower pool right there, but yeah, check it out. You guys, it is so hot here. I've been in the 2 buildings. I've had to drink 2 bottles of water because you're just sweating so much because of all the humidity. But they are literally going to be announcing some kind of contest here in the swimming pool. Kind of fun. But we have to go now to the 1970s. That's a laundry room, and of course you got the men and women's restroom with the nice flowers. And they also have a little pedals bar right out here. Another fun thing they have out here, they have henna, airbrush tattoos, hair wraps, braids, right out here by the pool. All right, let's go check out the 70s. All right, we're walking the 70s, and what you're gonna notice right at the bat, the stairwells, those are 8-track cassettes. For your younger audience, that's how you used to listen to music. You'd pop them in a machine, and then push a little button, you'd be able to listen to music. Yeah, they went over here too, another 8-track tape player. And then we're gonna walk down the 70s. And I've stayed in the 70s a lot, this particular area a lot. The reason is because there's no pool here, so it's not considered like one of the premier ones. It's a standard room. Oh, and that, by the way, is if you look, this yellow thing is, you'd buy a record player, and sometimes a record player, you needed a little adapter to spin it, and that's what this little yellow thing is, I think. And that is a mood ring. You put that ring on, and it would change colors depending on what your mood was. That's what they would say. So here we go. And looking at, it says, what's your handle? We're going down here. We're walking to the center. Instead of having like a pool here, they have a giant foosball area. I love it. Now I'm gonna turn over here. Very popular, I guess, in the 70s. Everybody wanted these. It was a Mickey Mouse phone. And you would like have this in your bedroom, and you'd be able to call your friends and have this giant Mickey Mouse phone. Everybody wanted one. I never had one, but it was been super cool. So there is a giant Mickey Mouse phone to the entrance of the elevators here in the building of the 70s. Right here, we're gonna cross, look all the way across the building over here. We got a giant big wheel. Look at that giant, massive big wheel. And these here are the, look how giant these, this is insane. I'm in a foosball game. And look, there's a giant foosball over here. So you really can't kick it, but makes you feel like you're miniature. Look at that. Foosball! Look at all these giant foosball players. It's awesome. Now we gotta take a closer look at this big wheel though. Okay, here's a giant big wheel. This is a very popular toy in the 70s. You would sit on it, pedal like crazy, got a little out of control. I'm up here in the 4th floor, so I want to take a closer look at this big wheel. Just got a little sticker there, fuel temp, like that. But look at this, recommended weight, child weight. If this is a real size and child sat on it, 877 pounds. Sweet. I love that Mickey phone. How fun is that? It's kind of cute, you know? Got a little foosball court. This would be for the Instagrammers to like. People who like Instagrammers probably would love this. All right, so I just got done walking through like the 1970s area. I had to stop and put some sunscreen lotion. It is just baking out here. It's so hot. Direct sun. Now we're gonna go into the 1980s. By the way, nobody has said the 1970s that they want to stay there as cast members except for me. I don't know, it just seems like a fun time. All right, so let's go in now into the 1980s. Very popular decade. As you enter in here in the 1980s portion, you're gonna notice Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Love it. He looks very friendly. And you'll also notice the stairwell. Is one of the most popular toys of the time was the Rubik's Cube. Fun little fact, a little trivia. As you look at all the different Rubik's Cubes, you're gonna notice they go to different stages of completion. So that one is very close to be completed right there. That one's completed. And you'll also notice that on the buildings, the railings and stuff, it is an homage to the video game Pac-Man, because that came out in the 1980s. The 1980s building and the 1990 building, they share a pool, which I'll show you that a little bit later on in the video. Breakdancing. Look at that. Breakdance. This is called the Sony Sportsman or the Walkman. They're very popular. You would carry those like around, like you clip it on your belt, and then you can listen to music as you're playing, or put in a little cassette tape in, and then you could listen to music as going. Giant Sony Sportsman. And those were the earbuds. You literally put those in your ear, clink, and listen to it, and they adjust and slide up and down. It's like a little headband. Which movies represents the 80s for Disney? Well, it's Roger Rabbit. I love it. See Roger Rabbit right up there? He's got the crazy eyes, little Roger Rabbit. Very popular when this movie came out. Like, kind of revolutionized things. And you notice there's kind of like the cartoon buildings behind him that are looking. It's not as popular anymore. Really, a lot of kids maybe don't really know who Roger Rabbit is, but he was very popular. Again, Pac-Man motif. There they all are. There's Pac-Man. All right, so we're gonna walk from the 80s. We're gonna go to the last section of buildings is the 90s. The 90s. Now, 90s, here, they only really have the one building for the 90s. There's a swimming pool that shares the 80s. That pool is shaped like a laptop, I guess. As you can see, here's the 90s. Whatever. Surf the net. So internet came very popular. Those are CD, compact discs. Rollerblades came out. Love it. Let's go see what the stairwell is. And the stairwell is like, I think it's like a Nokia phone. This is like when cell phones first started coming out. This is what they look like, guys. You'd pull out that little antenna, clink, pull it out. There it is. Dial your phone, dial your friends. There you go. Wow. Again, these buildings are all 4 stories here. A little bit, one more story than the All-Star Resorts. Every one of the buildings has an elevator, so if you need assistance, you can use an elevator. And also when you check in, you can request a lower level. If there's availability, they'll try to give it to you. And the entrance too, if you need an elevator in the 90s building, what do you have here? Instead, they show a laptop. This laptop is like one of those old laptops I used to have. You can look up here and kind of see all this interesting stuff. The websites I'd go to. Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Animal Kingdom, Disney's MGM Studios, water parks. And you'll notice a little background, there are like little hidden Mickeys. And the news, they're on ABC News, which is also owned by Disney, and says, oh, open today, Disney's Magic Kingdom. Happened in the 90s. Check it all out. Okay, we need to walk back to the lobby because I know like around 1:30 they kind of do this thing where they do like the hustle for cast members. It's like an impromptu thing. It's not on the app, it's not on activities. It's just something fun you go see if you want to see. And then after that, that'll be a real quick little thing. Then after that, we got to check out the arcade because we haven't checked out the arcade yet. So let's go check out the arcade. All right, while we're walking over to the lobby, I got to do some shout outs. Now, these are people who went down and hit that little super and they said they want to do some shout outs. So let's do some shout outs. Are you ready? This first shout out is from Karen Howard. And she says, thanks, Kelly, for all the Disney memories you have given me. Thanks, Kelly, for all the Disney memories you've given me. That is from Karen Howard. Our next shout out is from Eric Hayden. Eric Hayden, RU4IV, and this is a shout out to his daughter. He says, please give a shout out to my daughter, Mila. We'll be going to Disneyland for Thanksgiving. Mila, you're going to Disneyland for Thanksgiving. She is 5 years old and she's the bravest girl. Her favorite ride is Guardians of the Galaxy. Mila, you're going to be going to Disneyland for Thanksgiving. Thank you so much, Eric. You are awesome. And Mila, have a great time. Guardians of the Galaxy for a 5-year-old? That's crazy. This one is from Yvette Navarez, and she wanted to do a shout out to Navarez Ohana. The Navarez Ohana, there you go. Yvette, you're so kind. You've been doing lots of shout outs. You are awesome. Now, this is something you guys want to do. Why I'm doing this Disney tour, just down we see the comments, it says I think it says thanks. If you click on that, you can do a little donation and you write a message, and if you put a message down there, as long as it's appropriate, I'll give a shout out to you while I'm doing these hotel tours. All right, let's get to the lobby. We gotta check this out. I am back in the lobby because I was told here at like 1:30 they'll do the hustle, the cast members. And we gotta see that. We gotta see that. Let's go check out and see the cast members do the hustle. And you can join in if you want to. Oh, there they are, guys. They're doing the hustle. I've never learned how to do the hustle. Always wanted to know how to do it, but I don't know how to do it. But anybody can come here and you guys can do the hustle with them. I love it. So let's see how you do it. Kick, kick. You look very good. Very good. It's awesome. They're doing this. This is the hustle, guys. They do this. It's not on the app, but you can welcome here. People are in line checking in. They're all checking in and watching. And they just come out here and check out the hustle. It's the little Disney touches right there. It's just a hustle. Now, we gotta go check out the arcade, of course. So check out the arcade. And I want to show you something kind of cool here. They have here at Pop Century Lobby. They have you get your own character, your own artwork. It's amazing. So check this out right here. They have an artist here. They're usually here from like 10 in the morning till about 5 in the afternoon. Now you can give them a photo. Like they can take a photo. They'll take a photo of you, and then while you're out at the park or enjoy your day, they'll do the art for you. So you don't have to even sit there, but you can get your own drawings. Huh. Now we're gonna check out the Fast Forward arcade. It's called Fast Forward. And you'll probably notice that this arcade's a little bit bigger. And I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of riding attractions. I love, they have little seats in here for parents to sit down. You got like a little typhoon attraction, skee ball. They've got alpine skiing. They've got racing. Amanda loves that. Like those Dance Dance Revolution thing. They have all these different games you can play. Air Strike, Wicked Tuna. I mean, super fun stuff. They also have like basketball and hoops back there. I mean, there's a ton of stuff for them to do. We gotta check out the pinball, of course. Now in the very back, they have like another row of benches for adults to be sitting on. But there's a mom back there with a little baby, so I don't want to interrupt her. But back there's another row of benches for parents to sit. And I do have to show you, they do have massage chairs you can sit in. Now what's kind of funny, if you sit in this chair and you don't pay for it, it's gonna roll up and make it really uncomfortable for you to sit in until you pay for it. All right, let's take a look here. They've got Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars. Here's a new one. They got X-Men. Now, of course, Disney now owns X-Men. So, and Tron. Oh, Tron. Dun, 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 dun. Something I noticed though, it costs 25 points for all this, but Star Wars here costs 30. But the last arcade, the Star Wars only cost 25. I don't know. Okay, I got a text message to let me know that my room is ready. I got my luggage right here. I'm gonna go to my room and get it in, and we'll give you a little room tour. Now, if you ever come to a hotel early and your room's not ready, that's not a problem. What you can do is you can just leave your luggage with the front people up there, the concierge, and then they will take care of it. And then when it's time for you, you can go to the park and hang out at the park as late as you want. The baggage claim is open 24 hours a day. So if you're gonna stay at the park till midnight and come back and grab your luggage in, it's not a problem. Or I will say this, if some people want to just come in and they want to go swimming, what I would do is, if you're going to get here early in the morning, I would put your swimming suit like in your backpack. And then that way, you get here, drop off your luggage, and then just have your backpack and go change. They have changing rooms and head out and go swimming while you wait for your room to get ready. Either way, anything's fine. All right, let me show you my room here at the Pop Century. You're going to notice that it's very similar to the All-Star Resorts, but there are some small differences. I'll show you. Check out the room as you come in. Of course, you got the little fridge right down there. You have a Cuisinart right there, okay? Perfect. Look over here, you have the Murphy bed. We'll pull that down a little later on, show how easy that is, Murphy bed. Then you got your bed right there with all the pillows. A little bit different art up there. That's kind of cool looking. Down here, you got your credenza and hello. And then of course, let's take a look in here. In here, you've got your safe. Perfect. Nice little safe in there. Excellent, okay. And some more pillows if you need them. It's not like those just slam shut sometimes. All right, let's take a look here into the bathroom. This is where you're gonna notice some more differences, okay? Of course, the toilet, but you'll notice it's not a bathtub. This is just a step right in, and then you'll also notice here, look at this, you have two shower heads. You have the rain shower and the wand, two different shower heads. That's really nice, perfect. Let's turn this way so you can see. Super well lit mirror, like same thing, like they have those well lit mirrors. I love that, they have those well lit mirrors. And again, you will also notice that the sink pulls out, so that way, you know, if you have like a mobility or a wheelchair, you can kind of go underneath that sink and be good with that. So that's, I love that they do that. Those sinks come out for that. That's really nice. And some other little tiny changes you might note. Oh, there's your closet. There's your closet, and there's your like ironing board. And like the hooks here are a little brighter color. It's a little bit brighter color, but yeah, this is a very, very nice room. Okay, let me show you how easy it is to pull down this Murphy bed here at the Pop Century. Again, you have 2 chairs, nice little table. You just have to move the chairs off the side. I'm just gonna move them real quickly off the side because I'm sure how to do this. It's not heavy at all. And then all you do, you just grab this and pull. You'll notice there's a little bit different artwork. There's different artwork here. And so yeah, you have nice little artwork there. This light turns on and off. And if you need people to sleep there, boom, pillows. Tomorrow, when I go to the All-Star movies, I'll sleep in the Murphy bed to rate that one. But tonight I'm gonna sleep in that bed over there. But tomorrow I'll sleep in the Murphy bed to rate it. And that easy. I wanted to show you one other thing that's really cool. See right there, they have plugs. They have USB plugs and also plugs right there. And then again, right over here right there, they have plugs. So that way when it's such a pain when you go to a hotel and you're trying to charge your phone. Everyone wants to have their phone in their hands where they will fall asleep at night looking at whatever, scrolling, whatever doing. That makes it very convenient. I like that. Every hotel so far I've stayed at has that sweet, sweet amenity. I'm gonna go inside the lobby because I told that there might be another little surprise the cast members do there. It's about 6 o'clock at night, and I wanna see if that's true. And then we need to talk about something that makes Pop Century so unique and why this is such a popular resort. Because it is very, 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 very popular. I don't think you hear that announcement. They're like, hey, we're looking for a few good dancers. You gotta come out here. We're gonna do the twist on the dance floor. So, I love it. Let's check this out. Twist. Can you hear it, guys? We're doing the twist. Twisting it up, guys. Twist. Gotta twist it. But twist. And that was it. It was just that fast. You do a little. It was one song. It was a twist. It's at 6 o'clock. They have a cast member come out here. They dance, and then I didn't want to. Lots of little kids are running out there and just going crazy. Ah! So fun for them. 6 o'clock. It's not in the app. It's not on the posters. It's just right there. All right, we got to talk about Pop Century. This is the most popular hotel here on Walt Disney property. People who come here are very loyal to it. They come here over and over again. A lot of repeat stayers. They come here a lot. It is a value resort. But one of the reasons that it's so amazing, I'm going to show you here in just a second, is it's so close to the Skyliner. And the Skyliner is a game changer. And I know a lot of you who are watching this are like a little concerned about transportation. So the last couple of videos I've done showing you the hotels, those all-star resorts, those are just bus only, bus. Well, this one here has bus and Skyliner, and it has made all the difference. People love this resort. It is very popular. It is so popular, I'm just gonna say this, it sometimes gets a little crowded because so many people stay here. It's one of my favorite resorts. I stay here probably all the resorts, I just wanna stay here the very, very most. And it does book up. It's got the most rooms of all the resorts, but it does book up. So if you want to stay here, the simplest way to do it is just to click the link down below. All right, so let me show you the Skyliner, what makes this hotel so amazing. It's the Pop Century, it's right there. That's the 60s building that everyone wants to stay. I'm saying turn around. That is the Skyliner entrance. We're gonna go right now to the Skyliner. And this Skyliner will connect you to Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. It'll take you right to the front door of both of those studios. You don't have to catch a bus. It's running all the time. So you just get on a Skyliner. It's very fast. And sometimes you get out here in the morning, there might be a really long line, but you don't have to worry. It goes by fast. This is a little bridge that walks across this little lake here. Takes you right here to the Skyliner, which goes right over the lake. If you walk all the way across the bridge, it takes you to the Art of Animation. It's another hotel I'll be staying at in a couple of days. I'll show you all what that's like. But let me show you how easy this Skyliner is. It's very easy. Here's the Skyliner at a boarding station. very much. This is the Skyliner. Look, you just walk right on in. Very easy to get in. And here we go, guys. We're about to take off. It just takes off. Boom, pow. And away we go. And it's very smooth. Okay, so this, I know there's some people who might be watching this, right? Well, Chris, what if I need a mobility scooter or a wheelchair? It's not a problem. Oh, it's just talking to us. That's all it is. It's not a problem. They actually have a little section there where they'll have a Skyliner going slower. It'll stop. It'll allow you to roll right on in, and you get on, and then they put some little brake pads around your mobility scooter or whatever, and then it takes off. That's not a problem. This is one of the fastest ways to get around the parks here. This is so fast. It's so convenient. I'm right here. It takes me down. It takes me down to a little changing station. I'll show you the changing station. At that point, you can choose. Do you want to either go on and go to Hollywood Studios, or do you want to go to Epcot? You make the choice. Now, I know this whole video is supposed to be about Pop Century, and it really is. And you're like, well, you're in a Skyliner, but I wanted to show you the ease of Skyliner for transportation. So, if you are going to Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom from Pop Century, you're going to take a bus. But if you're going to Epcot or to Hollywood Studios, you're going to get up and come right on and get on this Skyliner. Now we're going here. This is the Caribbean Beach Resort. It's going to take us down to this little station where we're going to have to get off. And we'll have to choose which way we want to go. It is, and I'll be staying there, of course, because we're staying in all the hotels. But I just wanted to show you how easy the Skyliner is. So that way if you come down, you're not concerned about it. It's very easy. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get out. You walk, it's very simple, you don't have to worry, take your time, you walk right out, and that's how easy it is to get in and out of the Skyliner. So easy. Now you see the Skyliner here, they have one that's just waiting there, it's not moving. That is if you have like a mobility issue and it takes you a little bit longer to get on, they'll hold it there for you. It's sweet. Literally, you get on, take your time, it's no hurries, easy to go. Now, I just got off the station. What you want to do, it's very simple to do. You're going to choose where do you want to go. Do you want to go to Epcot or you want to go to Hollywood Studios? You choose which resort you want to go to, and then you get on that particular Skyliner. And if you have any questions, they'll help you. Videos. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. That's to go to Epcot. That's to go to Hollywood Studios. And you can see it right there. They have plenty of signs to tell you. I'm like, oh, let's go back to Pop, and there you go. See right there, they've loaded somebody up. You just take your time, you get on, you're in no hurry, not a problem at all. All right, and now I'm heading back in the cabin, so I'm headed back to Pop Century. This makes getting to the parks, that's why people love Pop Century so much. It's a value resort, which is awesome. And then you have different transportation options. You have buses and the Skyliner. And a lot of people, what they like to do is they're going to come in, they're going to get a Skyliner, they're going to go down to Hollywood Studios, and then they'll get back on the Skyliner and they go to Epcot. It makes the park hopping really simple. Or a lot of people do this, they'll get a Skyliner, come down and maybe go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, and then from there they'll take a bus to like Magic Kingdom or whatever they're going, and then take the bus back to Pop Century. But it is so convenient. I can't stress this enough. I just can't stress this enough. The Skyliner is a game changer. It makes all the difference. It makes going to the parks super easy. And it doesn't matter if that line is really long at the beginning when you get in the morning. It goes by fast. And right now, there's not a lot of people, so they're just doing it per family, whatever is what it's doing. In the morning, they'll just have it loaded up with a bunch of people here. You're good to go. And they got like these nice little windows. I'm gonna stand up and show you. This little window here, this opens up. If you're ever hot or cold, you just close that. That closes it. That allows more air to come through. Very nice and easy. It's so convenient. At the end of the day, my favorite way to get around the parks is the Skyliner. It's convenient, and we sit down, it's relaxing, it's nice, and you just kind of enjoy it. Got a nice little breeze coming on you. Perfect. That is why Pop Century is the #1 most requested hotel of all the hotels here on property at Walt Disney World. There's Pop Century right there. See it? That's the 50s building. Then you got the 60s, 70s. It costs a little more to stay in the 60s at the premiere because you're so close to everything, but people love it. Make sure you have that like button, that subscribe button to hit, because right behind me is Art Animation, and I'll be staying there in just a couple days. I'll show all of those hotels. That one's really good for larger families. They get sleep more, and we're showing you Art Animation here in just a couple of days. I think in 2 days, I think. And yeah, so make sure you have that like button. You guys, by hitting that like button, that's how you say thank you to me, and also by hitting that subscribe button, that just makes you feel really good inside. I love to see that. It just makes you feel good. So if you're feeling generous, hit the subscribe button, because we're gonna hit all of these hotels here, all of them. Let's walk back to Pop. I've got to eat some food. I'm hungry. I'll show you some of the dinner options there. Let's get some food. Then I gotta get to the room, because I gotta edit these videos every day. So I gotta get the editing going and get going here. So let's get to Pop and eat the food. Walking back into Pop Century, it took us a few seconds. And right here I am back in the 60s area. Like again, this is the most popular area, and because it's so close, it's so convenient. I don't really mind staying. This is the first time I've ever stayed in the 60s building. I normally stay in the 70s and the 80s. All right, let's go here in the cafeteria and get some food. They have some lunch they have breakfast selections here. And they also have some that bacon cheddar cheeseburger, plant-based chickpea salad, Greek salad, super slice of pizza, and the Mojo roasted chicken. That's just a part of what they have. All right, I'm gonna try this. It's the porcini with noodles. All right, I got the noodles. It's only here for 1 month, but I was also told that we come to Pop Century to get the tie-dye cheesecake. He said that you have to get that. So let's try the noodles. Oh, it's excellent. Excellent. Wow. I'm so really surprised. This is excellent. It's wonderful. Big recommendation. All right, let's try this bad boy. Oh, yeah. That's a good recommendation. I was a little worried about it because I thought it was going to be all frosting. No, it's just cheesecake. Oh. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, the food was good. Those noodles were divine. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the room, get ready. I gotta edit, guys. I have to edit these videos to get out tomorrow. So I'm like, just gotta get the videos edited so the videos come out. And then I also have got to get ready to do the water bottle challenge in the room. Got to do the pressure challenge, the flush challenge in the room. And then tomorrow morning, we're gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the pools and I'm gonna bust my butt because there's 3 pools here. So I'm gonna try to get to them all as fast as I can before a lot of people get there. I'll start at this pool here and then head over to the 50s pool, and then from the 50s all the way to the 90s pool. It's gonna be a lot of running around, but trying to get there as fast as I can to show you all the pools in the morning as well. And also I'll show you the transportation for the buses. Yeah, and then I'll show you the transportation options on the buses as well. So we still got a lot to go over. And right now I'm walking up the giant yo-yo. This yo-yo has its ups and downs.
Right, not the time for jokes.
And this will be the pool. This is the flower pool. You kind of see like the little flower pool in it. And it's got like flowers shooting water into it. So yeah, we'll check out this pool and then the other 2 pools as well. All right, guys, I am about ready for bed, or I forgot. We gotta do the water bottle challenge. So let's get the water bottle filled up. I try to always, since I've been doing this water bottle challenge, try to fill it up with warm water. Seems like the smarter thing to do. Get that lid on tight. Tight. It's actually pretty hot. It's hot. Okay. Good night, water bottle. All right, let's get ready. My pillows, it's like, I can make a fort. I learned that I keep forgetting to turn that light off. Not tonight. All right, good night, guys. I'll see you in the morning. I am tired. A lot of sun tonight. Ooh. All right, guys, did the sleep test, slept on this nice bed here, and it's very similar to the last couple beds I slept on. I'm gonna give this 3.5 Z's, 3.5 Z's for this bed. I went to sleep fine. I didn't wake up because I was uncomfortable. I woke up feeling refreshed, which is exactly what I want when I go on sleep at nighttime, I guess. So 3.5 Z's for this. Tonight, I am spending the night at the All-Star Movies. I'll sleep there in the Murphy bed, and we'll see if that's a little bit different. So, and I'm also kind of a little bit pressed for time. I've got to get to get food, ready to do transportation, and we got to look at the pool. There's 3 different pools we got to look at. So let's get going. Okay, I am off to the cafeteria to grab some breakfast, and I'm just gonna say this with all complete honesty. If I had one criticism about Pop Century, just one criticism, is that sometimes you go in the cafeteria to get food, the lines can be kind of long because this is a very popular resort. It's very popular. There's a lot of people here, and particularly at breakfast time, there's a ton of people all grabbing breakfast before they go to the parks. That'd be my one criticism. It's not really a bad criticism, but just something to be aware of. I always take a little extra time when trying to get food here at Pop Century. All right, let's go in and check it out. I don't know, you see a lot of people here dining. It's not too bad this morning. Just gonna be aware that a lot of people come here for breakfast. Okay, so what I noticed is all the value resorts have the exact same breakfast offerings. And this morning I did want the bagel sandwich. And I love breakfast sandwiches. So let's test it out and see how good it is. I just got done eating. The breakfast sandwich was good, not amazing, but not bad. I've had better, I've had worse. Middle of the road. Now I'm going to show you a little hack here. If you have an annual pass to Walt Disney World, I want to show you a little hack. Your annual pass does not give you a discount in the cafeteria area, but it does give you a discount here in the marked. So when you're buying water for the day, don't buy your water in the market because you're not going to get a discount. Do this instead. Come to the market, buy your water here in the market. You either buy room temperature or cold, and then when you pay for it here in the market, and you show your annual pass, you'll get a discount. Save yourself a little bit of money. And speaking of money, I just want to say a big thank you. We had several people give us gift cards when they heard that we were doing this trip. And I've been using all those gift cards to pay for every one of my meals. So thank you so much. I just can't tell you how much we appreciate that. All right, let's go look at transportation. Okay, so you remember in transportation at the other hotels, it was buses, buses, buses. Well, here it's buses and Skyliner. So you're only going to use buses to go here. So this one here says Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom. You just wait right there in line, get in Magic Kingdom. You're also going to use it. Now look here, I want you to show you something. You see that sign over there, it says Hollywood Studios. Now, Hollywood Studios, you're like, wait, don't they have a Skyliner? They do. They don't run buses unless something happens with the Skyliner. If something happens with the Skyliner, then for whatever reason, then they'll start running buses again. That's the same for Epcot. They won't run buses for Epcot as long as the Skyliner is running. If there's a problem with the Skyliner for whatever reason, then yep, they'll run buses for Epcot. All right, if you look here on the screen, these are really accurate. So you can see you can take the bus there, next bus. For Epcot, that's a Skyliner, Hollywood Skyliner, Animal Kingdom, Disney Springs, and then if you want to go to Typhoon Lagoon. And again, you can also look on your app. You just go on your app. If you're staying here at the hotel, you go on the app, click on hotel, go down, click on bus schedule, and it'll tell you the time that the buses are coming. It's fairly accurate. Not quite as accurate as that board, but it is fairly accurate. This is one of the things that makes the Pop Century so amazing is that you have those Skyliners. So it alleviates a lot of congestion. So you come out here, you're only having people getting in line for the Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, really. And then everybody else is taking Skyliner. A lot of people, when they stay here, as a little hack, what they'll do is that they will get up in the morning and they will go to like Hollywood Studios for an hour or two by using Skyliner, and then they'll hop over to another park. Like they go from Hollywood Studios to Magic Kingdom and just ride the bus from Hollywood Studios to Magic Kingdom, and then they'll come back at the end of the night. I love doing this. So what I usually do is I try to get up in the morning. I'll go to like Epcot, or I usually try to go to Hollywood Studios first. Go to Hollywood Studios, then I will skip over to Epcot using the Skyliner, and then when I'm the Skyliner, I might take a bus over to Magic Kingdom, and then come home for the night. It's just so convenient here at Pop Century with the transportation. Like, I can't tell you how easy it is. If you ever get confused, just look at those boards and they'll tell you exactly what you need to know. All right, so I'm asking all the cast members which decade they go back. And I'm proud to report I just had my first 70s. Somebody said 70s. I had 80s, 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 70s, and 50s. Nobody said 90s though. I've not had 190, only 170. Okay, now we're gonna go do the pools. I think I'm gonna do the pools a little bit different because there's 3 of them, and I think I could kind of show you everything from the balcony in the one pool. The balcony. I think I show you the one pool from the balcony, if that makes sense. By the way, I just asked the Nerdcast members, and they said the 50s. So, yeah, 50s and 80s are winning this landslide. Then 60s, then I guess 70s, because there's 1 and no 90s. Okay, normally I wait till right when it opens and I walk around real quickly, but I think we can see this pool close enough because the fence is pretty close. Let's check out this pool. There are 3 swimming pools here at Pop Century. And this is the main one. This is the 60s building. This is called the Flower Pool. And you can see it has like little flowers shooting some water there. There's 3 of them that shoot water. You also have like the little beach umbrellas, plenty of awnings. Now, during the day, they do all kinds of activities. They have music blasting here. They'll have they'll have like an MC get up with a microphone and lead people in like the hokey pokey, or they'll do trivia here. This is the most popular of the 3 pools. It is very fun, and they also will provide you with, they have towels if you need towels, and also life vests. If you need somebody who needs a life vest, not a problem. And I lied, there's 4 flowers, 1, 2, 3, 4. One other nice little thing they have over here, it's kind of separated. So there's the flower pool, slowly turn. Right here, this is a splash pad for little ones. So it's got little fountains there. Parents can sit there in the shade, and the kids can get in there and they can splash in the water. So that's very nice. It's not very deep. Of course, they provide you with your towels. So that's a nice little feature as well. Turning back this way here to the flower area, because I want to show you something. This area right here, you'll notice they have like Connect 4 over here. This is where they'll do like some activities. Like, see how there's like no chairs in this particular area? That's done by design, because what they'll do now, they'll do like a hula hoop contest. They'll do like, just kind of, this is where they have like little dance contests or whatever in this particular area. But yeah, that's the flower pool, the most popular pool here at Pop Century. Let's go take a look at the bowling pool and the laptop pool. But before we get that, I just gotta tell you about Baloo a little bit. So Baloo, he walked into a bar and he goes to the bartender and he orders So Baloo, he goes into a bar and he goes to the bartender and he's like, you know, I'm gonna have a sarsaparilla. And the bartender's like, what's with the big pause? I thought I'd come up here so you guys could see the pool from like a higher level. This is, like I said, the most popular pool. It's great. It's about 3.5 feet deep, really good for kids to play in. It's the flower pool. It's here in the 60s building. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers spraying water into the pool. All right, now I gotta go down and show you the bowling pin pool and the computer laptop pool. But before I do that, I gotta put some sunscreen lotion. It's already burning hot. Like, it's only 9:30 in the morning and sun is like Florida heat. Sunscreen it up a lot, guys. Drink lots of liquids when you're down here. You want to have an enjoyable vacation. You've got to get your ears and your nose. Just, everybody needs to use sunscreen down here. You'll burn. It's kind of pain. Also, my brother-in-law, though, is a dermatologist, and he told me that sunscreen takes about 15 minutes to activate. So he says, put it on before you leave the hotel room, because it's not really working when you first put it on. It takes a little bit of time. So put it on before you leave the hotel room. Then you need to reapply it every couple hours. I'm about to head to the 50s pool, and while I'm walking over there, I thought I'm going to talk to you about some really cool things that you might not know. Did you know that let's see, make sure I walk the right way. I think this way and then that way. When you come to Walt Disney World, they have some amazing restaurants. But these restaurants, they require reservations. They have like Beauty and the Beast, the dining and the Beauty and the Beast. They also, I don't know if you can even go on, they have boats. And you go on the boats, they'll take you out in the harbor and where you can watch fireworks. Those also require reservations. And the reason I bring this up is if you're thinking about coming down to Walt Disney World, to get the lowest ticket prices and the best prices on the hotel, you're gonna wanna call 1-855-GETAWAY, 1-855-GETAWAY. And when they answer, tell them Provost Park Pass sent you, because then they'll give you their concierge service for free. Or if you click the link down below, that'll also get you the very best prices on your hotel and your tickets, and you'll still get the concierge service. So this is a thing that they give to the fans of Provost Park Pass, a free concierge service. It's still free for Provost Park Pass. What does that mean? That means that when you get your tickets, they're gonna call and have a little consultation service with you, and you'll tell them all the things that you wanna do. You're like, I wanna go to that Beauty and the Beast restaurant. Or when I go, like you'll start seeing it when you start getting to the deluxe resorts, they have these amazing restaurants. And you don't have to stay at those hotels to eat these restaurants. They have character restaurants, whatever. And you just tell them, like, I wanna go to that restaurant, I wanna go to that restaurant. And they will make the reservations for you. Because if you don't do that, then that means you're like 60 days out in advance, you're making all the reservations, you're like calling every day, trying to make reservations. It's kind of a pain. But they'll do this for you for free, which is awesome. I can't tell you how great that is. So that's the best way to get your tickets. All right, I'm down here by the bowling pin pool. I think I could show you this over the fence too. Let's take a look at it. This is right in the center of the 1950s buildings. You'll see they have like some chase lounges down there. And this is shaped just like a bowling pin. Those are not real bowling balls, they're just there for display. I think it's really cool. Let's see if I get down here. You can see it a little bit better. It's a 1950s bowling pin. And you even have like the lines inside. I think that's really, really fun. Bowling pin. Yeah, nice little bowling pin pool. The pool starts off, it's about 3 feet deep. It has stairs to get in. I love it when pools have stairs to get in. Walk down right around there, where the widest part of the pin, it's 4 feet deep, then gets back to 3 feet deep. All the way down to the neck and to the top of the pin, it's 3 feet deep. In my last video, somebody actually put a comment that they appreciated that I go to the pools early. Thank you, I appreciate that. It's not always the easiest because I just want to get there, I want to go as fast as I can. But I just feel like, you know, swimming pools, people in their swimming suits and stuff like that, I'm trying to be respectful in that area. So yeah, I appreciate that you noticed that I'm trying to get up early to show you those pools. So I appreciate that comment, thank you very much. Now I'm headed to the 90s pool, which is, it's between the 80s and 90s building, and it's shaped like a laptop, an old laptop. And you'll notice in a lot of these videos that I have been doing shout outs. I'll read some shout outs. If you want me to read one of your shout outs, it's so simple. All you gotta do is down the bottom, it says comments, and there's a thing there, it says thanks. I think it says super thanks or something like that. You click that, you do a donation, and then when you do that, you can type in a message. When you type in your message, I will read your message almost verbatim or whatever you write. As long as it's appropriate, I will read it out in a future video here. So yeah, and those all go to help cover cost of this mammoth undertaking of staying in 20 Disney hotels and 20 nights. All right, let's go down to the 90s pool. I think it's interesting that nobody has said the 90s. I wonder if the 90s is like just too close. People are like, ah, yeah, I remember that. But if you really think about it, the 90s is like 30 years away. What? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't compute my mind. I feel like the 90s is like 7 years ago. I have to walk through the 70s, 80s to get to the 90s. And while I'm doing that, I just want to take a quick little moment and talk to you. And I am talking to you. I know there are some of you out there that are watching this video who maybe don't have the opportunity to travel. And I want you to know that I just pretend that you're here with me. I think about you guys a lot. When I do these videos, I try to make it fun and entertaining for you guys. I want you to feel like you were here with me because that's how I'm trying to film it, because I believe that you are. And I just want you to know that life is sweet. And if you're going through a hard time, it's going to get better. That, I promise you. I promise you. All right, let's continue on. And I want to just add my last little thought. I'm speaking from experience. I promise you, things do get better. And sometimes it feels like it's lost and it's never going to get better. If you're thinking that, Take a deep breath with me. I want you to know that does get better. Okay. Let's continue on. Let's get to the 90s. Guys, I literally am breathing. I started running. The pool's just about to, I think it just did open. So I'm gonna try to get there. Oh, there's people in. I'll try to do my best to film it. All right, okay, I'm walking fast. Let's get to the pool. First thing you'll notice is right out here, there's a giant keyboard. Now, when it gets really crowded with people, they'll put like Chase lounge chairs out here. But you see this giant keyboard because this is a laptop. Bunch of people already coming in here. There's a little step up here. All right, so it's a step down pool. Boom, boom, boom. And I love that. I love pools that are step down pools when you have little ones. It's so nice. It's 3 feet. It goes to 4 feet right in the middle and then back to 3 feet. It is literally just kind of like a rectangle because it's designed to look like a laptop. You have the keyboard right out there and people are about ready to get in. So I'm just gonna literally wrap this up. But this is the pool. And then right there, you see those, that's those for you young people. Let me get a little closer. You don't know what those are, but let me show you. Of course, every pool here on Disney property is gonna have complimentary life vests right over there, a few little games. So that way, and towels, you don't have to bring towels. It's very, 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 very nice. I love this. This is a giant floppy disk. They're called floppy disks, though they weren't floppy. And for those kids who don't know, you might look at this and go, oh, that looks like the save button on a computer. Well, back in the old days, you used to have to insert a disk and then save your document on the disk and then eject the disk. And that's what that is, a little floppy disk all stacked right there. Whew, you guys, it is hot, hot, hot. All right, so I now have to, I gotta go back to my room. I gotta pack, get everything packed up. Then I'm gonna transfer from here. I'll be staying at the All-Star Resort Movies. And tonight I'll be sleeping in the Murphy bed to check that out. So you guys, so I can rate that, see how that is. But it's not quite done. I gotta get back to the room. We have to do all the room tests. And then once the room tests are done, I'm gonna pack and then head over to the All-Star Movies. And we'll just continue this amazing journey together. Let's go. We gotta do the water bottle test. We gotta do the flush test and the shower test. Okay, let's go to the room and check it out. And don't forget to put it down in the comments down below, which decade would you want to go back and visit? I noticed, I'd say about 50% of people I asked, the decade they wanted to go back and visit was their decade when they were in high school. They wanted to kind of go back. So I think a lot of people have the nostalgia, like, I want to go back to the 80s because I was a high teenager in the 80s. But I was not a teenager in the 70s, that was for sure. I want to go back to the 70s because it just looks so cool. I think my wife's kind of obsessed with 70s. She loves 70s music. We watch a lot of 70s movies and sometimes old 70s TV shows. And so I just got this huge appreciation for 70s now. I used to think it was a really dumb decade. Now I think it's the best decade. So I would like to have gone. I wish if I could have a magic wand that I could pick Amanda, myself up, our son, and we could transport back and we could live in the 70s. I think that would have been sweet, but you know. Anyways, I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm very happy, but I think that would have been kind of fun to do. All right, there's pictures. Like my family, my mom's got pictures of us growing up when we were like little babies, and they're like going to like barbecues with all the neighbors and all the guys wearing these like cut off jeans and like the pockets were hanging out, and the girls were like in the tank tops and had a big like a Farrah Fawcett hair. They're barbecuing and there's literally zero safety. Like somebody was like smoking and kids are running around. I mean, it looked like a crazy time, but yeah, okay. All right, let's go in and do the room test. All right, we just came in the room. Let's do the water bottle challenge. All right, there it is. Very cold, very, very, way to go. So far, we're batting 1,000 on the water bottle challenge. Very, very cold. All right, let's look at the shower here. You notice you have two different shower heads, so we'll test them both out. I'm gonna turn the water on. Nice little sliding doors. Turn it all the way on. This is the rain shower. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn this little knobby. Is this one here, I guess. Yeah. Now I showered this morning, so I kind of have a benefit. What I feel of this. As far as the shower goes, I'm gonna give this here, let's take a 3 drips out of 5. 3 drips out of 5. I've been in showers that have been stronger, but I've also been in showers that are not quite as strong. I do love the fact that there's 2 different shower heads. You got the wand and then the rain shower. And so I love that. So 3 drips out of 5. All right, this is the craziest. I don't know why you guys have me do this test. Somebody's probably just laughing their head off like, he's doing the test. Here we go. But this is the flush test. Let's check it out. All right. Yeah. Good flushing power. I'm gonna give this 3 toilets out of 5. 3 toilets out of 5. Pretty confident that if there's anything you need to flush, it will go down. No problem. You guys don't know how much anxiety this gives me though, because like before I film it, I'm like scouring the toilet. I'm like, is there anything there? Anything there? Because I don't. There it is. 3 flushes. There are 3 toilets out of 5. I realized I was in such a rush to get all the pools, I forgot to rate them. So let me rate the pools. There are 3 pools here at Pop Century. They're great pools. They're not gonna knock your socks off. They're right in the middle of the road. I'm gonna give them 3 pools out of 5. 3 pools out of 5. I guarantee there's a pool that you swam in, it's probably been nicer. There's a pools that you swam in that have been not quite as nice. But out of 5 pools, this is gonna get 3 pools out of 5. They are very popular though. Okay, quickly, I'm gonna pack real quickly and then we'll talk to you as I head out. I'm about to check out and then head over to the next hotel, which is gonna be All-Star Movies. But I realized there's a couple of notes. I have a bunch of notes I forgot to talk about. This hotel was built in 2003. It went through its most recent update in 2018, just to be aware of it. Now, if you're wondering about the price point on the rooms are here. It's okay, so the price point here, it's about $150 to up to $400 for the premier rooms. Now keep in mind, the premier rooms, I'm almost dropping the camera there. The premier rooms are exactly the same as the standard room. They're identical. It's just that they're closer to the Skyliner and closer to the main pool, which is right behind me. I usually like to stay in the 70s, 80s, or 90s or 50s because it's a little bit more affordable, but it's up to you, whatever you guys feel you want to do. This is, in my opinion, the best value resort. I've stayed here the most of all the Disney hotels and resorts I've stayed at. This one I stayed at the very most. I feel very confident about saying that, but I still have 2 more value hotels to visit. I have the All-Star, movies tonight. And the next night I have Art of Animation, which has different room configurations, so that might sway my opinion. I just checked out. I'm gonna go catch my Uber that's gonna take me to the next hotel, which is the All-Star Resort Movies. And before we get there, I just wanna do a big, huge thank you. First to our Patreons, because if it wasn't for you guys, I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have done this video without you guys and this whole series of our Patreons. If you want to become a Patreon, become part of an amazing community, there's a little link down below and you can become part of the PROVOST PARK PASS Patreon community. I also want to say, if you want to have a shout out, you guys are welcome to click those little thank yous and put messages there. I'll read them if it's appropriate. And lastly, I want to say a big thank you to Getaway Today, because without them, I couldn't have planned this. They helped me plan the whole thing. Still, nobody said 1990. All right, I'll see you next video. Hit the like and subscribe. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. No matter which hotel you're staying on property Disney hotel, they're gonna give you a half hour early entry into whichever park you wanna go to that day. That's one of the reasons why Pop Century is so awesome, because you just take the Skyliner and get into the Hollywood Studios or Epcot early, when it opens early, get in a half hour early. Doesn't matter which hotel, as long as it's an on-property resort hotel, you're gonna get a half hour early entrance into the park. That's just a nice little perk. All right, now for real, bye-bye. Pop Century, pop, 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990. Why didn't anybody say 1990? I don't know. Why only did one person say 1970? I don't know. But bam! The 1950s and 1980s were overwhelming and we love them. Thank you to our Patreon.